Hey guys, young Psychonaut here, and today I have a new tier list for y'all, and this time we're going to be doing ways of consuming cannabis. So these are all the different ways that I have consumed cannabis, and I'm going to rank them in the tier list. So the different options are the vape cartridge, so a pre-bought cartridge. Then we have the blunt wraps, but not with no tobacco in it. So basically, like blunt wraps. Then we have the dry herb vaporizer, the portable one. After that, we have the vape pen with concentrate in it that you basically assemble yourself. So you buy your own THC, CBD, CBN, whatever, and you put it in a cartridge, maybe with some terpenes or whatever. But yeah. Then we have a joint, and this is like a pure joint, so pure cannabis. Then we have a bong, which I hope you're all familiar with. Then a spliff, so that means a joint with tobacco in it. Then we have edibles. After that, the dry herb vaporizer desktops, so which actually plugs into the wall. Then we have normal blunts, like blunt wraps, like bagwoods or something. And finally, dabbing. So maybe there are some ways of consuming cannabis that are not on the list, but again, I haven't tried it. So these are the things I've tried. Yeah, let's start off. So pre-bought cartridges. Personally, I love them. Like, this is definitely an A or an S tier for me. I think an A tier, mainly because they're not available in the Netherlands, so you have to get them from somewhere else, probably the US. So they're kind of like hard to find, expensive. Um, of course, not every strain has a cartridge, so that's also maybe a little thing to consider. But overall, I love like vaping in general, like vaping weed. So doing it via cartridge, great. The cartridges that I have tried were really nice. I think we had some peach cobbler or something like that, and yeah, no, that shit smacked really hard. Yeah, that's definitely an A tier. Then we go on to blunt wraps, and guys, keep in mind that I smoked weed since I was 16, and back then I was really into like just smoking joints, bongs, blunt wraps, bagwoods, whatever. So I've smoked like hundreds of blunt wraps, but since a few years I've basically stopped combusting weed and I just went straight to vaporizing. I'll make a video about that soon, about why you need to get a dryer vaporizer. But yeah, that's just for context, basically. The hemp wraps or the blunt wraps without tobacco, it's nice, I guess. But yeah, I don't really like combusting anymore. So for me, at this moment, it's a C tier probably, just because you're still like burning weed. So then we have the dry herb vaporizer, the portable one, and this is straight S tier. No debate about this. Um, it's better economically because you use less weed. There's no toxins that are released. There's no soot and ash that's going into your lungs. Honestly, it doesn't fuck with your testosterone and other hormones like other ways of combusting do. And it's just so nice. You just fill it up, you put it on, and it works. And the vapor is really like smooth and honestly delicious as fuck. Because I smoked a joint a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it was just like the joint flavor. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like the whole flavor of the weed is gone. You just taste smoke basically. So yeah, no, the dryer vaporizer is just better for me, honestly. So S tier for this. Then we have the vape cartridge that you fill yourself, and honestly, I like it because it's a vaporization method, but I don't like it that much. Mainly because I think it doesn't hit as hard as, for example, a normal like store-bought cartridge, and also I think it's harder to get a nice terpene profile because I got a terpene profile for my own vape, but I don't know, it's just like not that good as, for example, store bought. Maybe that's also because of the terpenes I got, but yeah, generally I like it, but it's not amazing. Then we go into the joint, and I mean, I have smoked like thousands upon thousands of joints in my life, so it was a really like well liked method of me, but in recent years I just don't like it. The taste is not nice. Honestly, after you feel kind of like, yeah, kind of shitty because you just inhaled a bunch of smoke. Also, I just feel like it is more prone to anxiety for me. So when I smoke weed and I smoke weed, so no vaporization but like real combustion, it feels like almost that my thoughts get way too loud or something. And I don't have that with vaporization at all. So for me, yeah, this will also go in C tier. It's like it's okay. It's not the worst, but it's like, yeah, it's not my preferred method of consuming cannabis. So now onto the bong. I guess the bong is a little better in terms of like efficiency, economics, etc. But yeah, still I don't use it anymore. I used to smoke a lot of bongs, but it's kind of fallen out of favor for me because of the combustion, because of the cleaning, and also yeah, it's still kind of like wasteful because you're still burning a lot of the weed and you're not actually getting the THC, etc. So this is also C tier for me. Then we have tobacco, like a spliff. So tobacco with weed, definitely D tier. Fuck tobacco. I used to be a smoker, like a cigarette smoker, but I also used to put a lot of tobacco in my joints. And honestly, it just fucks with your high. You think you're higher because you're getting the dopamine hit from like the nicotine. But then after like 20 minutes, it's already fading. And then because your metabolism is higher because of the nicotine, you actually get rid of the THC in your blood faster. So you get less high. You are not high as long as you would normally be. And generally, I think it's just a waste of weed. You could just smoke like a cigarette and then do the bong hit, and it would be better probably. So yeah, spliffs, fuck spliffs, D tier. Then we have edibles, and I know like this is very controversial because a lot of people do not like edibles because it gives them like anxiety or like it's really intense, but I love edibles. I eat them almost every day. You can also, of course, eat your already vaped bud from like your dry up vaporizer, which is basically an edible. So I also eat that a lot. And the thing with edibles is it's all about dosage. If you know how much you can handle, then it's fine. But if you take like a whole edible at once, yeah, of course you're gonna be fucked up. So honestly, just like think about dosage with edibles. And if you take just a little bit, and then if you feel it a little bit more, it's honestly, it can be a great experience. And it's the best way of consuming cannabis for your health because you're not inhaling anything. It's basically, yeah, the most healthy way of consuming cannabis. So I would say A tier, maybe S. But the thing with edibles is it's a different kind of high, and it's more psychedelic, and it's not always the high you want. So that's why I don't put it in S tier, because it's more like for specific moments, I would say. Now onto the dry earth vaporizer desktop, and I guess you already know, but this is going to be S tier. I just recently got one of these because I used to only use the portable vaporizer, which is great by the way, but I also really liked from a desktop that you can like plug it into the wall and just let it be on for an hour and just sip from it, have a nice little sesh. Because with the portable ones, you often like have a time frame of like 10 to 15 minutes to use it, and then it shuts off for battery reasons, of course. But yeah, the desktop is really nice. It also fits more, so you can like have a sesh with your friends. You can also let it fill a balloon up, and yeah, it's just versatile, nice. The flavor is great. No combustion, so no like shit in your lungs. Yeah, great. I love it. S tier. And then the backwoods, or like the blunts in general. And the thing is, I was a blunt fiend. I loved blunts so much because of the aesthetic and because of how much weed we would pack in them. And that's cool and all, but it still fucks with you heavily because of the tobacco, because of the nicotine. It's still like, I think I stopped smoking cigarettes about 3 years ago, and half a year after I stopped smoking cigarettes, I lit up a blunt with weed in it, like only weed and a blunt, and it fucked with me so hard. Like I got a headache, muscle spasms. It was just like, why would you want to ingest this? So yeah, this is a D tier. Fuck blunts. I'm sorry. Yeah, the thing is, I love the aesthetic of blunts too. Like just holding a blunt, seeing a blunt, rolling a blunt, great. But the experience of smoking one, not that great. And lastly, we have dabbing. And I got into this like last year. And if people say dabbing, some people think about like taking a 1 gram dab, fucking destroy your whole brainstem, etc. But dabbing for me is fun because you can like take a little dab. Like if you take a little dab, not like a Globber De Niro, but like a small dab, it's actually great. Like it feels really nice. It's not too overwhelming. I actually make my own concentrates for dabbing. So what I do is I get my homegrown weed and I basically soak it in isopropanol and then let it evaporate, and that leaves basically the active ingredients. This is also a great way to economically dab, because in the Netherlands especially, like dabs in the stores are so expensive. So yeah, just if you can make your own dabs, that's like amazing. And also it's really like chill and easy for me personally. So I would say this is an A tier. I like dabbing a lot. It's not the best, but yeah, it's great. So this is my final tier list. I know a lot of you guys will be very upset with me because you love your joints, you love your blunts, you love your bongs, etc. But I've smoked so much weed in my life, and I've just come to realize that dry herb vaporization is just the way to go. Like vaporizing edibles, dabbing, that's just the way to consume weed if you like really like it. If you like the flavor, if you like having a healthy body, use a dry herb vaporizer, honestly. So this was my opinion about this. Yeah, I'm eager to hear what you guys think. Thank you for watching.